Hello YouTube, Sam here from youtube.com/onlivegamer for the new Boston, and in this tutorial we're going to continue working on the Paint program, which can be found in Beginning Microsoft Visual Basic 2008 by Theron Willis and Brian Newsom. Now, what we've been currently working on is something that I created myself, the options form, because in the book we have to do a whole bunch of extra coding to do exactly what they did. So I decided to just make a new options form and allow you to change the brush size and the color. So let's go ahead and create a set color method. So public sub set color, and then we'll just do by val color as color. So now what we want to do is we want to access paint canvas 1. So paint canvas 1 dot graphics color is going to be equal to color. So if you don't know what paint canvas 1 is, well, on form1.vb we added a paint canvas right here. You can see that the name is paint canvas 1. So we'll go back into form1.vb, and now what we need to do is go into our option form, and we need to add the set color method, or we need to call it. So we'll come back into the designer for option form. So option form.vb design, and let's just double click on change color. So when they click button color, what do we want to do? Well, we want to set the color. So we'll call mypaint.set color, and then we'll just do color dialog, or let's see, what was the name of that? Color dialog brush. Color dialog brush dot color. But first we need to get a color from that. So we'll do color dialog brush dot show dialog. So by using show dialog, they will only be able to interact with color dialog brush and not anything else until they close out of this or click OK. And now if they click cancel, then it's not going to give us a color back. So what we need to do is let's just go ahead and close this in a try catch statement. So we'll say message box.show ex.message. So if something happens, then we'll just show that. Now, I haven't worked a lot with color dialogs, so there may not be an error thrown if they click cancel, because it might have a default color set. But for now, we're just going to close this in a try catch statement. So if they click cancel and it sets the color to something that is null, it'll catch that and show the message. So let's go ahead and run this. You can see here we got paint VB and our option form. So let's just go ahead and set the brush size to, let's do large, and now let's change the color. So we'll make it, let's say, red, and we'll click OK. And you can see when we start drawing, it gives us a red line. And then we can change the color again to, let's say, lime green, and we can draw with that one too. So let's go ahead and close out of these, and let's add some stuff to our program that will make it a little bit more user-friendly. So let's go ahead and come into optionform1.vb, the designer, and let's go ahead and add a label. So we'll say, we'll have our label, and whenever the form1 loads, whenever option form loads, we want to set the label to the color. So let's first go back and change the name of it. So we'll say label1, and we'll set the name to label color. So whenever option form loads, we want to say label color dot text is going to be equal to mypaint dot paint canvas 1 dot graphics color dot to string. So there's a lot going on here. We're accessing our MyPaint form, and inside of our MyPaint form we have Paint Canvas 1, which is the paint canvas that we're drawing on. And Paint Canvas 1 contains a variable called graphics color. So you can see here under paintcanvas.vb we have graphics color, and you can see that it's black. And then what we did is we just went ahead and converted that color to a string so it can be shown on the label. So now what we need to do is let's just copy this, and whenever they change the color we want to update the color. Now we could create a sub called update color, but I believe this is all we're going to be using to update what the color is. So let's go ahead and run this, and you can see here that we've got color black. Now we can change the color to blue and click OK, and you can see we've got color blue. Now we can set the brush size to medium, and we'll change the color. Oh, never mind, we don't want to change the color, and we can start drawing with blue. We can change the color again to orange and start drawing with orange. And now you can see here that whenever we get a color that doesn't have a name, it's going to give us the ARGB values for that. So this one has a name, which is olive, but you can see here that this orange right here doesn't have a name, so it gives us the values for that. Now this can be useful if you're using Photoshop along with this and you want to know what the ARGB value is. So we'll go ahead and close out of that and make one more change before we're done with this tutorial. We'll come over here to optionform.vb, and let's make this set to something at the beginning. So what I mean by this is let's find the selected index, or let's just go ahead, instead of doing that in the properties, let's do it whenever the form loads. So form 1 loads, we will set combo box size dot selected index is going to be equal to 0. So now it won't be blank when we run this, and it will always start off at brush size small. And we can color with black, we can change the color to green, and then the size to large, and then we can draw with that too. So go ahead, put this code in if you haven't already, and then once you've done that, go ahead and move on to the next tutorial.